Zero with Freeman. Go ahead.
Hi, how's it going?
Good.
Good. Well, basically, everybody saw the episode with Family Guy after the Boston bombing, right?
It was before the Boston bombing, actually. It was called Urban Cowboy, yes.
Well, I saw an episode today of American Dad by the same writer, of Stan Smith, a CIA agent, coming back from the future as a cyborg, as a transhuman cyborg, you know. Basically, my question for your guest, or for you, is do you think that would be the ultimate goal? Because that's kind of what I'm leaning towards with all the evidence that I'm seeing, plus a whole lot of, going towards the alien conspiracies and everything. Right. So, I mean, it all seems like it's,
So, Freeman, is transhumanism the end game?
I think it has a large role in the end game. And, I think some of me feels, was because I studied the occult side of it, that the whole purpose of this transhumanism is to not die so that they don't have to pay the piper. Eventually they've got to sell their soul as they offered it, and if they can stay alive for longer than, But I did write a very in-depth article for Paranoia magazine on this very topic of the mind transfer technologies and how it relates to Project Bluebeam, and how Bluebeam is actually the concept of transmitting demons through radio frequency waves. And so you're going to see the legitimization of the extraterrestrial threat with the Royal Society, the UN, and NASA, and the Vatican, all going to legitimize the extraterrestrial threat. You're going to start to see these concepts of the other dimensions, and I really do believe that's the purpose behind the Higgs boson, whereas the nuke was established to destroy or turn matter into photons. The Higgs boson is to do the opposite and bring this antimatter into matter. And that's the very thing you need to teleport something from another dimension into this dimension, or vice versa.
I find it interesting, Freeman, that you bring up the legitimizing of the extraterrestrial threat, especially now, as we are trying to phase into more paranormal topics again on Ground Zero. We got all mired into the Boston bombings. We got mired into North Korea. We got mired into these parapolitical angles in all of these news stories that are happening. What we're not hearing about, and what is really becoming a major story that's under the radar right now, is the meeting of the UFO Congress, the establishment of extraterrestrial affairs, the attempts at disclosure, the closest we're getting to getting that last card pulled about the extraterrestrial threat, and the idea of certain technologies, which include CERN, as you say, the Higgs boson, and opening up channels to communicate with extraterrestrials. In fact, Dr. Stephen Greer has a new movie out called Sirius that talks about a possible alien they found in Chile. But there's also a new term that's being coined by Greer and other people called CE5, which is Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind, which is calling out or calling upon demons or extraterrestrials to arrive and communicate with humankind, which brings us back to Katy Perry and her little song called E.T., where the whole song deals with the idea of calling out to ETs and demons and having them actually have basically a sexual encounter with her, calling in demons and aliens to have sexual encounters with her.
I have a pretty in-depth video on that under Mark of the Beast on FreemanTV.com. If you want to see the Katy Perry exposed, the occult meaning of Katy Perry. Now, let's just consider that in 2008, Fox in English gematria equals 666, Fox sent the movie The Day the Earth Stood Still in 2008 out to Alpha Centauri, which is believed to be the closest inhabited solar system, and it arrived in Alpha Centauri the day the Earth stood still with Keanu Reeves, which basically showed humanity. I mean, anyone that could even create that movie, I would be afraid of, and we're sending that movie out to the first extraterrestrial races that we might meet. Now, coincidentally, The Day the Earth Stood Still movie premiered in Alpha Centauri December of 2012, because it took 4 years for the Deep Space Wave Guide System to send it to Alpha Centauri. So it simulcast the day it was in the theaters while we were watching it on Earth, and then they were watching it at Alpha Centauri December 21st. I'm just a little curious about what message we are sending out to ET.
Yeah, and how it's going to be intercepted in a strange way. Shadow, thank you for your question, and it has sparked a lot of great discussion. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a great night. Let's go now to Ramon in Florida with a question for Freeman. Go ahead, Ramon. You're on Ground Zero.
Greetings, gentlemen. Thank you for taking my call. I actually spoke with Dan Fugler on your show, I believe, Thursday of last week.
Yes.
Dan's man.
Yeah, it's pertaining to Freeman and his influence on celebrities and those people who may not have been as aware